gonna joke around, talk around, just be ourselves. We're not gonna be getting out of line. Although I recommend you keep your children away at this time because we are grown adults and we're going to talk about adult stuff. Not everybody we talk about, we need our children to hear. So, with that said, welcome to our podcast. Like I said, welcome my co host, Edgar Essayan. What's up, Edgar? And let me introduce my boy, Jose.
What's up,
fellas?
What's up,
Jose?
everybody? How you guys doing?
Welcome, guys. How you guys doing?
Doing great, doing great. I just want to start off by saying happy birthday to Donald J. Trump.
That's right. Happy birthday.
I know. You, most people have their reservations about him, but just ask yourself, who else do we have, guys? Who else do we have?
That's right.
There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of people saying, let's not do this, not do that. But who do we have?
We don't have much to play with. We're going to take what we got. And we're going to make best do of it. So, Trump 2024. And
also, this opportunity to also thank all the parents, all the parental rights advocates who have been fighting these past few years for parental rights. Special shout out to everybody. You know who you are. Thank you for everything that you do. And right now, we're just grateful and thankful and blessed to have this platform. And let's pray it takes off. Let's pray it takes off, and let's pray that that our voice is heard, and that we become those that maybe were thought of as maybe somebody negative, but let's bring some truth. Let's bring some truth.
As long as we do the job right?
Yeah, let's bring some truth.
By the way, I love your shirt, bro. I love your shirt. You beat me to it. I leave our kids alone. What do you have to say about that, Edgar?
I don't know. I love my guest here, right? Our guest, he's the homie, right? And we met in a certain circumstance where, none of us knew one another, but then, some people shine, okay? We have much love for you, much respect for you, and especially for, you're not just you're an entity with your spouse, right? You guys do so much for this movement, Every time that we look at it, there's so much you could do about your life, but every time we see, you guys are just out there. Whether you're fighting for children, whether you're fighting for the bills that are being passed, it's like you guys are active, okay? There are certain things that I'm held back from, but you and wifey are active, and that's admirable,
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks for being here, right?
Well, before we go on, before anything, I want to you few words. Tell us about yourself, who you are, where you from, and what got you into this before we get into anything deep.
What motivated you? Yeah,
exactly. What got you?
You know what? I need to go and kick it with Manuk, and you look, Edgar is doing his thing.
Go yell at Antifa at a school board meeting. Yeah, I get it. So, my name's Jose Carrillo. I'm just a father. I'm a tradesman, electrician, blue collar father.
That's right, electricians.
I'm a father of two. My daughter's 6. My son is gonna be 4 next month.
God bless.
And I'm a proud husband to a virtuous woman, Maria.
Nice.
That's
you guys
right.
know her.
Nice.
Shout out to Maria.
Yeah. So a couple years ago, I moved from LA out to the IE, and we moved out there, and we were in hopes of having a better school district. We lived in Compton, so we moved out to a nicer, more affluent area of Riverside, bordering North Corona. And so we're like, let's put our kids in school. It's going to be good. We have a nice house. And, we're hoping that, we're going to have chickens and the trees and this and that. So we go on this search to find a good school district. And our search becomes a shock to us. Because we hear about what's going on in schools, and we hear about what's being pushed. And at first, I was like, no, it can't be true. So on my drives home from...
it was safer in Compton.
Yeah, it was safer. It was definitely safer in Compton. At least I can hear the ghetto birds when they're flying around. I can hear the ghetto birds. I knew they were coming. And now this stuff that they're doing, you don't know that it's here until it's right in front of your face. And then you can't do anything about it because it's pushed by so much, I would call it dark money.
Amen.
And And I thought, all that
They
stuff.
are very well funded, my friend. All this is because so many people got together, so much money was put together to say, hey, let's do this. They are so 100 times better funded.
Yes.
But you have a bigger voice. How is that? Because it's logical, it's reasoning, right? You relate to many of the parents that are out there, even the ones that is still to this day aren't saying anything, but on the low are listening for what Jose Carrillo has to say.
Yeah, and it was a thing, like, the old saying that common sense is not that common.
Not anymore.
So I'm like, let's look for some common sense around here. So, and we started doing our search, and we started looking around, and we're like, wait a minute, this is really happening. So, you go on social media. So I'm new to social media stuff, right? I'm new, maybe like 9 months into social media.
That's new.
I was one of those dads who, like, I'm too busy, like, paying the bills and doing what I have to do and staying focused with work and all that. But I'm like, let's go on this rabbit trail. So I went on the rabbit trail, and I wanted to know if the rabbit trail was leading to anything. And there's definitely something going on that people think is not happening. But now 2024, we can't deny that it's happening.
No, you can't.
So me as just a husband, a father, my motivation is to stand the gap. As a believer, I'm a Christian. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm a born again, blood bought believer. And though my walk might not bring somebody to salvation, I know the Word of God will. So I know the Word of God, but maybe don't look at me. Look at Jesus.
Hey, bless your heart. You're conscious. You understand? It's like, I
Bro,
know where I'm at. I know what I represent. Absolutely.
When I first saw this guy, before I saw him, I saw his wife at Orange County Unified. You were there with me that day.
I was?
Yeah. So we were there, and when I saw him, like, I see this lady in Maria. You seen Maria? She's not that tall. She's not that big. She's nice, tiny little thing. And she has these two little kids, and she's right there in the front lines. I'm like, damn, dude, look at this, like. And then I walk up to her like, so where's your husband? Like, why are you here with the kids alone? Oh, he's coming. I go, okay. And then I see this guy pull up with his clothes, uniform on. I was like, that's right.
So that was what we call it. Like, that was my first experience, to say that, to keep it PG. That was my first experience at a school board meeting. And we saw you guys at Glendale and everything that happened, right? So we're researching, we're seeing stuff, and we're like, no.
But that's where we met, though, right? You're talking about the one where we kind of lost.
That was
in
in Orange.
That was in
No,
Orange,
we
right?
met him in Orange.
Yeah,
Bro.
but Glendale, we weren't
not in
involved
Glendale.
yet.
Not in
No,
Glendale.
we
That
weren't,
one
no,
spot
no.
we went that we shouldn't have gone because there was a lot of like LGBTQ parents. It was very
Chino,
predominant. It was not Chino. It was like very predominant white folk.
You talking about Placinda Yorba Linda?
Yes, something like. I think that's where I met you because
Yes, that's where you met him. Yeah.
That's where I met the
That's
homie.
That's where we. I forgot to. I didn't forget. I knew I couldn't take my flagpole inside,
Yes.
so I didn't have my flag. And I'm looking around. I'm like, I know he's there. So I was like, okay, where's the American flag? Oh, there he
That's
is.
right. That's what I'm saying. He stood up. That's what I said.
Yeah, because I had the flag. Yeah, I had the flag, and
He's the only guy over there. It's like some people are meant to shine, baby. It's like you can't help it.
Oh, that was crazy. That day.
Manuk told me to hit you over the head with this.
No, trip on this. Well, we're going back to Orange, right? This was San Juan Capistrano. That's what that was.
That's what
Yeah.
that was.
Capistrano. I was in shock that day.
I was too.
Bro,
I was too. How many people? How many parents?
Out of
Everybody
90
and they mama, even
Brother,
like some elderly.
out of 90 speakers, they allowed 90 speakers. 66 of them were children.
yeah, and they were.
We were
shaking
having a
and-
grown-up meeting, and we had children tell us what to do, and the board did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were busing. I personally witnessed. That was part of the wake-up call for me. I witnessed teachers, staff, just people in bus loads bringing kids in. They were getting out of their trucks, cars, vans, dressed the same flag, same signs, and they were yelling at me because I was the only one with the American flag at the time. And they were yelling at me, "Oh, my flag is better than yours. My flag is better than yours." And I was like, "What is going on?" But before that was the
Your
orange.
flag is not inclusive, right?
Yeah,
It's not.
Yeah, well, I was telling them that my flag was the most inclusive flag.
It is the
there
most
is.
inclusive
Yeah.
flag, you guys, because they're flying theirs under ours. If this did not, if we didn't have America, right?
Yeah.
Could they do that? This is like from the first podcast. Could they do something like that?
This
We were
flag
talking about even Christian
guarantees
countries. You can't do
them-
that shit.
Yeah.
This flag guarantees them to come in front of us and scream dead to America. It allows them. This flag is the reason, okay? And
Yeah.
this happened in front of at Sadico Elementary School. I mean, the video went viral where this white boy, bro, like I don't want to be a racist or nothing, but he was a straight up white boy from Virginia or something. And oh,
he
by
was
the
actually
way,
homeless.
by
That
the
was what
way,
the headline was.
he
the
wasn't.
one in the red.
No, he wasn't homeless. No, he's not a homeless. He's a.
I know, but that's what the media turned
No,
into.
the
like,
other
you
guy
guys
was
beat
a
up-
homeless.
Okay, so somebody else who fell under
the
your
other,
feet.
Yeah,
Got it,
the
got
other
it.
guy was homeless.
there, and there's crazy stuff going on. The news was there. Everybody was there, and I see a group of people that were yelling, "F USA,
Yeah.
America is not great."
Yeah.
I had never heard that.
Blows
I
my
had never
mind.
heard that in my entire life. Hey, Mexican American. My parents immigrated here from Mexico. I'm a first generation. I saw the result of hard work. My grandparents, my uncles, truckers,
It's all our parents,
carpenters.
brother. It's all our parents.
Yeah, and I
you
saw
know?
the result of them. Like, man, the homeowners. I knew that I was privileged. I didn't have everything that maybe my neighbor had, but I had enough.
You know how we see in social media there is like they make these
You had great
clips
parents,
when
by the way.
when these parents say, "Oh, I had to walk 100 miles, fight lions to go to school or something or work." In reality, some of our parents did have to walk miles to get to school or get to work, and when we first got here, we didn't have no car. We barely got a place to live. We barely got a job, and no car, nothing. We had to walk. We had to suffer. And then to have these idiots with purple and pink hair come out in the streets as free as they want and cuss out the very first thing that's giving them freedom. I'm like, dude, like in Chino, I said it, and I'm saying it again. I'm saying it again on my podcast. First time on my podcast. Anybody doesn't like this flag or doesn't like this country, I'll buy you one-way ticket to any country you want, bro. Sign your citizenship out that you don't not no more citizen. Denounce your citizenship. I'll buy you plane ticket, first class, any country you want to go. One way. Get out of here.
I'll pitch in.
You know?
Yeah.
Let's get some donations first, Mom. Because there's a lot of them, actually.
Hey, we'll pitch in.
It's
We'll pitch
okay,
in.
I'm
I'll see what
surprised
we can
how
take
many America, they live
Yeah.
here. They take money from our government, right? It's like, and
Yeah.
they spit on the country that they live in.
Yeah.
This is unheard of.
Well,
Like, that's why I said it's
that
like,
day there were a couple white folks and some Hispanics. So I took it personal when I heard the Hispanics saying like F USA, America's not great.
Right.
I guess I went viral. I didn't have Instagram yet, right?
That's
So I
it.
guess I jumped out and I was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're a coward. You don't represent us, as a proud Latino, as a proud first generation Mexican. We put on our pants this way, we tie our boots this way. You're a coward. I'm telling you. There was this dude, right? He was like I don't even want to put their little group out there because I don't want to give them no no clout. But they had their little flags and their little signs, and I'm like, you're a coward, dude. Like step right here, bro. I'm talking to you. And there was
You were hot that day, bro. I remember
hot.
you were
hot.
And I asked him. I said, "Are you gonna go inside and speak?" He was like, "No, I don't go inside and speak. I don't speak." And now I see him. My boys, like, you came away long way, bro. Like, he has a nice speech ready. The other day, he threw a word in there. I was like, "Wait a minute, where'd you come up with that word?" Like,
well, honestly, my wife was the motivation because my wife was when we moved out to the IE, they had the pride flag was gonna get raised in our city, and she had a dream. The Lord spoke to her, and she said, "Hey, I'm coming out." I was at work that day, but a couple of her friends went out to support her, and she was like, "Hey, they're gonna raise a flag this month or whatever, and I'm gonna go speak against it." They had a city council meeting, and she went out there. My wife, she came here when she was 2. she's American. She's she's a citizen. And she didn't get it through me. She got it through her job. She worked aerospace at a certain point in her life. You know what I mean? She had to get her citizenship and her open up certain doors. To get in certain rooms, and I was encouraged by her. I was like, man, my wife's not like perfectly well spoken. I'm not perfectly well spoken. She just spoke her heart. And she was like, that's what she said. The most inclusive flag is the American flag. Why are we raising other flags? And because of that encouraged me. So I'm like, man, why can't I go up there and just and speak my heart?
It's so funny that you can have the LGBTQIA LMNOP, and there is 13, 14 letters in that, and then at the end there is a plus sign.
Yeah.
And
I'm working on getting my own, you guys. Like, I want my own letter in that.
You can fit in the plus sign.
And I will die if I'm not included in something. You understand?
You're already part of LOKA, bro. So you sealed your fate with LOKA, bro.
But how do we get my letter in there? You understand?
So
they don't taking everything.
You're gonna be like Prince. Prince had his own little symbol.
That's right. I want mine, baby. Shit.
So these people, they could hang these flags in their schools, in their buildings, and whatnot, right? Yeah. But then you have this other flag that's a circle with a plus sign in the bottom and like an arrow with another circle, the male and female flag.
Yeah.
If you ever wear that T-shirt anywhere, they will attack you, bro. Yeah. They will kick you out of school if you go to the school. Your child goes to school with that T-shirt. Why is that?
I just heard today in the mainstream media.
Because I'm so sorry. What that is just male and female.
Yeah, it's male and female.
It's male and female.
So it's illegal. It's racist. It's
under
bigoted.
their inclusiveness, right?
So you're not being inclusive. I identify just like they identify a certain way. I identify as a man.
Yeah.
And they want to call me cis man. You crazy? There's nothing about this face is cis. Bro man, maybe, but not cis man. What the hell's wrong with you guys? Cis man.
Watch this. Part of it is why we're here today, because people think like, we might, be well read. We might be, we did a bunch of research, right? No, we didn't do all that. We just have common sense. This is happening right now. This is really happening. All this stuff that we're talking about. A couple years ago, we were like, no, it was just like a reel, a reel on Instagram or a reel on TikTok or that's what's going on here, and you were like, no, that can't be true. But we're here as real Americans, as in the flesh people who we all have our jobs, we all have our lives. We're all we're not wealthy. We're not. I don't even think we're.
I'm
the
wealthiest man. I'm the wealthiest man alive, man. My family is my wealth. Okay, the way you're, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you classify your wealth as? You know what I mean?
I agree on that.
You are wealthy because look at the brain that you have. Look at how you can judge things for what they exactly are. You understand?
Before
that's wealth in its own. That some of these like poor bastards who can't see what's happening in front of their very eyes. You understand? They can have all the money in the world. They can have all the money in the world, but what's that going to do for them? Because they're like a few screws loose.
The reason why I wanted you to be my first guest, and it was my second episode, you came here because I chose this day specific. It was Trump's birthday. Happened to be on Friday. And also it's Father's Day on June 16th. This Sunday is Father's Day. So on June 15th, let's everybody, by the way, please join us on June 15th at Brand Park at 15174 San Fernando Mission Road for Father's Day event that we're hosting. It's going to be fun event. We're going to have DJs. We're going to have jumpers for the children. We're going to have free giveaways, free tacos, free hot dogs, free T-shirts. We're going to have vendors over there selling some nice T-shirts and nothing political. We're not doing politics. This is not about any group or against transgender, gender, whatever. No, it's nothing like that. This is strictly honoring our fathers, because right now in this room there is 3 fathers who are on the front lines constantly. My brother Jose is constantly on the front lines. Like I mean, he's doing more than I'm doing, honestly. And I really wanted you to come out here on Father's Day and please join us tomorrow, Brand Park, Mission Hills. Okay, from 1 to 5. Bring your family, bring your kids. We're going to have professional photo shoot by Hezbiz Photography. My girl Hezbiz, shout out to you. Everybody going to be there. We're going to have fun, okay? Please join us. With that said, Okay?
Let me add something. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry. Let me
yeah.
add something onto that. You know what I mean? Fathers are like what? The least regarded people, right?
Yeah.
And that's cool. I like that fact. I like incognito. This is not just a Father's Day thing. I want to just encourage some of my community, my Armenian community, to come out and, you know what I mean, rub shoulders with the Latino community. We have so much more in common that people don't understand. You know, I grew up here, okay? Most of my classmates and stuff, I had, if you were to do the math, I had more Latino friends than I did with Armenians because I went to a school, I was bused to a school where this was the demographic, you understand? I found my place. You can put me in a desert, like I said, I'll be best friends with a scorpion. This is how it is. You adapt. And this is one of the most important things that I want to, like, a message to get out there. It's like, this is not just one thing. This is a little bit more. This is communal. This is Manuk there. There's Jose being there. There's so many more like us, you know, like-minded people that we're going to be out there. We're going to have some fun, right? We're going to kind of, like, you know, even back and forth talk about what our next moves are. How we're with one to the next, you know, if they said it's like in Armenia we used to have a game when we were kids. It was called like broken telephone. Do you remember? So by the time when somebody said something, by the time it got to the 10th person, it was completely something else, right?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? This is similar, but hopefully not so much because it's like the message what we want is like not a broken telephone, but like a working telephone.
I love what you said. We need our community to come out, bro. We need
absolutely.
The
this is communal.
To come
this
out
is communal.
Anything, if anything, everybody's saying the Armenians got up, the parents got up, Armenian parents did this, Armenian parents did that. We need the same Armenian parents, the same spirit.
Yes.
And we got the homies coming. Like some of the
we need to join forces.
Some of the OGs
we
coming.
Need to join and listen. The one way people can be controlled is segregation.
Absolutely.
That's how they control
House
the prison
divided.
system. That's how they control the population. Is if I hate you, you hate me, then they can control us. You know what I'm saying? So this is why racism exists, for them to control us. So in order to break that, we got to show no race when it comes to our children. Even Democrats care for their children. Even Republicans care for their children. There is not one person, even the LGBTQ community, care for their children. Some of them, not all of them, some of them in a sick, perverted way, where they would take their 4-year-old child to see a man in a G-string, grown man. Like, I don't see the parenting in that. Those parents should be strictly. That's child abuse.
I don't want to judge
for
a
me,
parent.
bro.
They can do whatever they want.
Bro, that's child abuse.
I understand that.
Child abuse, but
it's
for me,
abuse
that's
when you
child
start
abuse,
putting
bro.
it towards me, though. What they do with they have rights. Okay, we don't agree with them, you guys, but they have rights, right? And current rights are changing for their benefits. They have rights.
Yes.
Okay, what's like salt on our wound is like, okay, they're doing it for their children. Now they think that should be good with what is for my children when it's like completely different. The way I discipline my child is absolutely different. I don't want a good kid. In today's society, I don't. I don't want the one whose head is down, who is listening to. I don't. I'm not going to just complain. See, I'm not a complainer. I will see what it is, and then there's a resolution to everything. You see what I mean? So this is why in today's society, it's like you don't want a too disciplined kid because that poor too disciplined kid is going to actually be influenced by some of the stuff that's being influenced. I want me a little terrorist right now. You know what I mean? Because I fear it. You understand? As a father, God forbid, there's like, I have two vulnerabilities in life. You know what I mean? And that's first my daughter. Okay, second is my child. Okay? There's not much else I could say about that. I have two vulnerabilities I have to look out for 24/7. You know? I sound like, you know, I sound a certain way, right? I have fun when I can.
Visibility is a big issue in our community. If we're growing up in a society where we see this craziness happening all around us, that's not the society that we want us to be represented by. You know what I'm saying? And a very good friend of mine actually made a very, very interesting comment, and he said, what's your treasure? What's your national treasure? You know, there's some people might say some talisman, some people might say the oldest Bible in the world. Well, no, the national treasure in reality is our children.
Yes.
Is our children. And the future is written in their eyes, bro. Seriously. In their ears. In their eyes. What they see, what they hear is exactly how they're going to be raised. I don't want to come out of my house and see two guys making out. You know, like, I mean, I don't want to see that. I'm not going to complain. I mean, I just don't want to see that, right? And today we see that, and we accepted that in our community back in the 90s,
Yeah.
right? We said, okay,
Yes.
you want gay marriage here, you can
By
have
design,
gay marriage.
yeah.
Well, this in reality opened what it is today.
Yeah.
Even they lost control of their own
They got
movement.
hijacked,
And
just
we're-
like
no.
BLM got
Yeah,
hijacked, just
the-
like Palestine is
Palestine.
being
Well-
hijacked right now. They got hijacked. That's pretty much
Well,
it.
we're standing in the gap right now. That's
Yeah.
what point I want to make. We're standing in the gap. We're standing in the gap right now. For that father who's sitting at that work meeting, who there's something being spoken that he don't agree with, but he's not speaking up. And we're speaking
it's funny
up.
you said that,
Yeah.
and I loved what you said outside. And you said, I'm gonna expose few people, and I'm gonna give you the chance, because I'm with you. I want to expose them as much as you do. We were together, me and Jose. We were in downtown by Staples Center collecting signatures for Protect Kids California, and we got to witness few first-hand experiences.
Get some of those testimonials out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Let people
like-
hear that, bro. 'cause-
Like honestly, me and him, we were shocked, bro.
Yeah.
Seeing a father, like a big dude, like straight. You see a dad with a little girl, and I was like, Jose, watch me get
Yeah,
this signature.
right now.
Easy,
Yeah, easy.
Guess what? Nah, I'm okay. You
Yeah.
could go in the bathroom with my little daughter.
Jesus.
Not like
Jesus.
that, but
Yeah, but that's what he's
telling me
saying.
No,
That's what he's
telling
saying
me
by-
no, I
by
don't
not
wanna
signing.
sign your petition.
By not signing.
Like Title IX today, President Biden rewrote Title IX. We talked about this last week.
Yes.
Right.
It was 37 words. It was 37 words. Now it's a few thousand words.
Jesus.
And the main word they changed, they focused on, they
Gender.
took sex and they put gender.
Yeah.
And they threatened everybody that if you're not going to abide by this rule, we're not going to give you
I'm gonna
lunch.
not abide by
Put
that
your
rule.
stance.
It's simple as that.
So,
Yeah.
so
Threaten me all you want.
For Jose has few testimony. He
Yeah.
was telling me outside, please,
Yeah.
without, if
I'll-
you want
I'll
to give
elaborate.
names,
Yeah,
if you want to
elaborate.
give
No,
names,
no,
give
I'll
names.
elaborate.
Because
No,
some
I'm
people
not-
don't
I'm not-
believe
no,
this, man.
okay,
They
no.
don't believe this.
I'm not
you
gonna
know?
give names. So we're going to these school board meetings. We're going up on the podium and we're speaking our mind. We got former Marines that we know personally. A former Marine. I'm not gonna say his name. A former Marine that we know personally is in danger of losing his pension. He's like 20 years into his pension, and because these crazy wokies see him going to school board meetings and he's being effective, they go out and they report him to his authorities or whoever he's under, and they're trying to get him fired from the military because he's a father who's going out and he's speaking, right? So we're just parents out, we're going out, we're speaking against what's going on, and then initiative comes out called Protect Kids California. It's a ballot initiative to prevent boys from playing in gross sports, to prevent boys from entering gross spaces like locker rooms and restrooms. And if you're a minor, you can't consent to gender affirming care or
course you
puberty
can't.
blockers, stuff like that. So it's common sense
Common
stuff.
sense.
So now, shout out to the lawyers and you know who you are,
Jennifer
like,
Kennedy,
Jennifer Nicole Pearson,
and Aaron Friday.
Darren Friday, who did the legwork and they put their faces out there, names out there to come up with this petition, and here we are, the parents, right?
And it sucks that the community didn't come through.
a true grassroots.
Missed it by like 60,000 signatures, bro. Isn't
yeah.
that a shame?
Protect
didn't
Kids,
even- I didn't
LA,
even-
California,
California,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I didn't even know what grassroots was. So
Yeah.
I guess we were true grassroots people going out there, like our own time, our own gas,
Yes.
our own resources.
Not financed, you know what I mean?
My table, my sign that I asked
Had
one
it
of the
printed.
brothers for San Fernando Alliance,
Brother Oscar?
Brother Oscar, love that brother, awesome brother. Made the sign, so here we go. Let's reach out. Let's reach out to churches, because I'm a believer. I think that maybe some churches
And
are
how
gonna
did the church take you in?
the church didn't even let us get on their property.
Jesus.
So that's part of we were talking about the mainstream. Like, we all have our own opinions.
Yeah.
We all have our own
Without
theologies.
giving any names,
You know,
the church he's talking about
Yeah.
called me, one of the pastors, through the pastors, and the pastor calls me and says, "Hey, Manuk, you want to go to this church?" A pastor calls me, tells me, "You want to go to this church? We have they allow us to get signatures." And this church is huge, I was like,
huge.
yeah.
And they had just came out with a documentary about the war on children.
Yeah, so my boy drives from Riverside.
church?
Yeah, my
That church is like
boyfriend-
financing that.
Yeah.
Now
No,
that's a
he-
church, you guys. You understand?
But
Yeah.
Now that's a church.
We'll bring it back. We'll bring it back. So let's tell a story, and then we'll bring it back
Yeah.
because we don't want to, like, act.
Yeah.
We're not bombing the church, you know.
No, we're not,
Yeah, but
we're
we'll bring
not.
it back. We'll bring it back.
But the church gave us this property to get signatures, but then because of complaints that they might get,
Yeah.
they did not really allow us in there
On the property.
where the church really like inside. You know, they
Not
were like,
inside.
okay,
Not inside their
property.
Like,
So
property.
they were kind
not
of
in the
on
courtyard.
the property,
Not in the
but
courtyard.
not really on property.
So they pretty much told us you guys can be here, but on the sidewalk you can use the restroom, but try not to.
get signatures on the property.
Yeah, and try not
I
to.
mean, you know, we were gonna get. We
get
were,
anybody's
Who
nerve.
would complain to that though? So was it
The-
the complainers? Were they churchgoers? Was the complainer somebody from the city? Who complained on that? And then, as a pastor, though, like I'm not trying to throw anybody on the bridge, but I'm just trying to, like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
we're talking about
Yeah,
common sense.
yeah.
This is why I don't like censorship because
yeah.
some of this stuff we have to discuss this. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Let's find out why. Who? Right? Was it the churchgoers that didn't want this?
Basically, it's like this. If
Yeah.
you come to my church and say I want to collect petitions for this whatever cause, and
Yeah.
your cause
Yeah.
I don't really follow, and I don't want that. That's against what I stand for. I
Yeah.
don't want to say no because if I say no, you're gonna say how come you let them?
Yeah.
You're not being fair, right? But at that same time, I'm a word of God.
Yeah.
We're talking
God's-
Bible. Matthew
I do
18:6.
what my God
Yeah.
tells me to do. If my
Yeah.
God tells me you gotta go and get this, I'm gonna go get
Yeah.
that. If my God tells me don't touch that, I'm not touching that, right?
Yeah.
It's basic
So-
politics,
Yeah.
bureaucracy inside a church.
So
Yeah.
the church has to choose between. I mean, I'm not bombing the church, but I am.
We're bombing
You know,
the wo-
they're-
we're not bombing the woke
They're
Christians,
going to
bro.
choose
Yeah.
between their 501c3
Yes.
license and all
Yes.
the money that gets donated to their church,
Yeah.
or they're going to choose leave our kids alone.
So Jesus was replaced by money. You
Jesus
understand?
By money and by
By
hurting people's
donations,
feelings.
yeah, hurting people's
You know
feelings.
what?
They will
You
not
know
leave
what?
a little bit of money
God,
under it. Yeah,
God,
I don't stand for that.
Lord
sent
knows.
his only son
Yeah.
Yeah.
because God saw that his people, his favorite people, were always constantly turning their back on him. Right
Yeah.
throughout the whole Old Testament, we see the story of how they're not the favorite of God, and then they are the favorite.
I'm gonna
They're
go to
not
that
the
church,
favorite.
bro. I'm gonna say we're
So-
here, we're
so
here,
God
and we're
said-
coming for your
God said, I'm
specific
tired of
children.
you
Let me
guys,
see.
Yeah.
and I'm going to send my son, Jesus Christ, and the only way you're going to come to my heavenly kingdom if you believe in him.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
the chosen people for me are the ones who are going to
believers.
believe in Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, because Jesus Christ was sent here just to take his people to his kingdom, right? So if you want to believe, if you want to go to heaven, the way I believe with my religion, Armenian Orthodox Apostolic Christian, right? If you want to go to heaven, you got to believe in Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I need a pastor
And
to
once
pick
you
up
believe-
an AK-47 and
once
say
you-
no,
Well,
don't
we-
touch kids. You know,
Don't touch kids,
That's
exactly.
my
We
pastor, my
have them,
friend.
but there's not many.
Yeah,
there's not
that's
many.
my pastor
And that-
right
that
there.
We
was-
have a
that was part of
pastor
the fight.
actually in San Fernando. I want to give a shout out to Pastor
Give a
Dave.
shout out
bro.
to that man.
Pastor Dave. He's this awesome pastor, bro.
Yeah.
I love that guy, bro. He's out there, grassroots,
Yes.
on the streets, preaching the word of God. I happened to run into him just a few days ago, right there in the corner of
Yeah.
the dead center of San Fernando Mission.
Sweet.
My boys out there preaching, you know, and
Give a huge shout
Okay.
out to people like
Yeah,
that.
shout
This
out,
is where we
man.
need to
Shout out.
send,
Yeah.
you know, most people.
And I'll throw one in
Yo.
where we know it's might be looked at as mainstream, but Pastor Jack Hibbs, he's saying what's going on and he's telling his church. But I know that sometimes we're like, hey, he should be here, he should be there. But there's thousands of people that are hearing the message, and you people, what are you doing with the message?
Right.
You're
Yes.
just checking the box.
Checking
You're
the
check.
box.
Okay, I went to Bible
I heard
study.
you.
Check the box.
I heard you.
I went to Sunday. I dressed up really nice, and I went to church, and I heard, I raised my hands, and I did it, and I checked the box. Okay, Lord, you're welcome. So I'm gonna bring it back to stand the gap. We're standing the gap because we don't care about any of that stuff. Our faith brings us to the very point of us being here right now, and pretty much exposing the truth that's going on right now. And honestly, I'm willing to die for what I believe in.
Amen.
I'm willing to die for my kids. That you know what
Yeah,
I mean? It's like
and I believe that I'm
Absolutely.
the provider and the protector of my home, of my kids, my wife. I believe that I'm a protector of my community. I'm not gonna let nobody come into my street and just do what they want to do. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna protect my neighbors. You know.
We talked about this again. I'm gonna bring it up again. If I see a man naked come up to my children, I'm not gonna call the cops, bro.
No.
I'm just, I'm going to do something, but I'm definitely not going to call the cops.
Thank you, Mr. Jesus. I got a free one.
Basically, we are dads. We are fathers, and we love our children, and we love our wives, right? And if our moms, our sisters, right? And as a man, when we growing up as a child, boys, what do? We fight, we argue, we try to protect ourselves, defend ourselves, and then our friends. And then slowly, when we get a little bit teenage and puberty kicks in and stuff, we realize we got a family we got to take care of, especially if you have a sister and you're a brother. You grew up like, I know you had a brother, you had it easy, he always was.
But it doesn't matter, bro. It was also a mentality. Can I just add something? It was also a mentality at the time where we our classmates, you know what I mean? It's like they were like our girlfriends and say but as a female friend, we used to walk them. We were in Hollywood, okay?
Yeah,
right in the middle. Hollywood, it was gang territory. Yeah. My friend, we walked them because, our fathers demanded this from us. Hey, listen, you know what I mean? It's
and
like
on the inside of the street, not on the outside. Like you walk them on the inside of the,
we were
of the
taught
sidewalk.
A
Remember
that I guess got lost along the line, whether people were too busy working and they just, allowed the television to raise their kids, whether people were like doing something else.
Bottom line, we became
We
ignorant.
did not. This generation did. We could take blame for it.
They're saying you're not tolerating, you're not accepting, you're not, bro, we tolerated too much, we accepted too much. And because of that, we became ignorant. We became so ignorant when we see a YouTube or a TikTok video saying a grown man is naked in front of little girls, we're like, some YouTuber trying to get likes. No, it's reality, bro. Yeah. It's reality. It's happening right now. It's happening locally.
Yes.
It's happening where we were in Encinita. Jose, me and you, we were in Encinita just a few weeks ago, a month ago.
Yeah.
Bro, they have a 5th grader indoctrinating a kindergartner through a body program. This school has a body program where the 5th graders...
shadow is pink or something like that.
Yeah, shadow, something about shadow. And they're trying to, and not only they're going to read the book, they have a cartoon, and they're using this child. Yeah. And when we were kids, we used to look up for those elder kids than us, right? They were our heroes, like older kids. Yeah. And imagine some
They set examples. They set good examples for us. You understand?
It's like this kid refused to participate in this program, indoctrinating, grooming these little kindergartners.
Or something?
They suspended him. The father got a bunch of...
He's a bigot. He's this, he's that.
Hate mail. They threat mails.
And that's a very affluent community. Driving through there, that's my first time there.
I was like,
whoa. Yeah, I'm talking about it made Santa Barbara look like.
Hey, this is why some of you white folks ain't hot right now. You know, you're making exceptions that Jesus. It just blows people's mind. Come back to reality. Come back. You don't even have to come back to Jesus. Just come back to reality. Come back to logic. Okay, one of the major things is like wherever you live, you have neighbors that are of different, let's say, nationalities, cultures, right? You can't fight everybody, so you have to come to a compromise. Right now, our problem is nobody wants to come to a compromise. It's like, this is it. I'm gonna go change in front of your kid. I'm gonna go do this. You're gonna take it. Yeah. You're gonna take it. This is the message that we're seeing. This is the message that this administration is also encouraging, right? Yes. Why? Why are they doing this? Huh? What do you think? Why are they like? What is the message that they're doing where you're gonna accept this?
They're trying to demasculate. I don't know the word. Demasculate men, and they pretty much want to do what they.
Because a different governing source wants to come in.
It's perversion. It comes back to
in the last 10 years, okay, and I'm just giving you numbers. The numbers might be off a little bit, but in the last 10 years, from 5% to 33%. Increase in transgender children. So what does that tell you? 20 years from now,
they are working overtime. Is what that tells me.
30% our population is going to come down. So they're killing our population from now. They're planning 20. If they have 50% of boys,
let us live, Mr. Gates. Let us live.
Well, I want to say what they. On Father's Day weekend, we're talking about girls' sports. We're talking about men going into women's spaces and girls' spaces. Man, stop allowing our girls to be used and humiliated. Stop allowing boys to play on girls' fields. Stop allowing boys to take girls' championships. Stop allowing grown men to walk into women's locker rooms. Man, stand up. There's gonna be a point in time where we're gonna just have to just be like, you know what? I'm not gonna lift up my hands and say enough's enough. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I don't care. You know, I love the Lord, and I'm gonna protect. But man, stop being in those conversations where you hear there's wrong and you're not speaking up. So I'm a little upset right now. I'm a little upset.
Right, you want me to give you a perspective on this?
Yeah, give me.
This is what I think. This is what I think. All right. This is very commendable and it's respectable. Right. Why can't you say the N-word? It's not that you can't. You don't. But why? You know, why is it so respectable that black folks will not let you use the N-word?
Because it's considered derogatory.
No, it's because black folk will take flight on you. They don't care for incarceration. They don't care. We own this word, right? We own this word, and it takes absolutely. That's commendable, my friend. Okay, this is the only reason that we give them that respect because they earned that respect. They didn't demand that respect. They earned it. Whether it's like whoever it is, whether it's like let's say a lawyerish type, an educated type, he's not going to allow you not by that. He's going to sacrifice jail time. He's going to sacrifice hospitalization. That's right. He's going to teach you, I own this word.
Yes.
This is what we have to kind of get to. Like,
Amen, Edgar. Amen. And I apologize for anybody who's offended by this. But if
this is not offensive, my friend.
No,
this is
I say this as a Christian, because Christianity has become like
not the Armenian form,
a punching bag.
We are too nice, bro.
Yeah, we're a punching bag.
Our God,
you guys are nice.
Jesus Christ.
I'm a certified a-hole, you understand? And I got a doctorate in certain things.
I'm speaking on behalf of the thousands and thousands of people who did not want to sign our petition.
Yes.
When the moms gave up their time, dads didn't go to work, people went begged churches to sign the petition, guys. Come on, went out to Walmart, put up a table, and got about 1,000 no's for maybe 100 yeses. You know, so church, stop being the punching bag. Christian, when people hear Christian, all they see is like a punching bag. That's it. Yeah. Throw a couple blows at it.
Now they're attacking Christians, saying Christian nationalists.
Yeah.
You know, listen, I'm Christian, right? I'm Christian, and I love this country, right? Guess what? I'm a Christian nationalist. So I can't love this country if I'm Christian. Either I have to love this country and not be Christian, or not love this country. No, it can't be like that, bro. There is people who are being praised that are in USC, UCLA, USC, college campuses,
all over,
screaming "Dead to America." They're taking my American flag down.
Take flight.
And they're putting their Palestinian. Listen, I'm for Palestinian kids. I've said this many times.
For the innocent.
I'm for Jewish kids. I'm for kids. My sign says leave our kids alone. My sign doesn't say leave only certain type of children
Christian
alone.
children.
No.
This sign is also for LGBTQ kids. Even them, leave them alone. Don't indoctrinate them.
Don't chop off their body parts.
How many tomboys have you guys known or remember from your? So let me make this point.
Go.
How many tomboys do you guys remember? Let's say in your junior high years, where later on you're in your 20s or so, you see them. They're this gorgeous feminine creature. Huh?
Some of my cousins.
Hundreds.
Cracked me in the head with a bat when we were kids because she was a tomboy. Now she's a registered nurse. She's
feminine,
has a family,
and
all
this
that.
it's like allow them to go through whatever phases, because this is why he was speaking of 30%. You can't have 30% unless somebody is pushing. There's a narrative there. Let's get more. If we do not concentrate on getting more LGBTQs, we won't have more LGBTQs, my friend.
Yeah.
Simple.
Today we had a picnic for our children, my children's class. Like they graduated, all the parents, their children. We went to like a park. We had a little food. We celebrated. The kids played and whatnot. And I passed by it was in Burbank City, by the way. I passed by this elementary school, bro. The whole school was painted the rainbow colors.
Yeah.
Like
It's
the
everywhere.
benches,
It's everywhere.
the buildings, and it was too
everywhere,
much.
man.
Like just passing by that school, I looked at it. I was like little, like one bench. Okay, I get it, but the whole school, and then they have the audacity to put the rainbow flag in front of the main pole. Like, I'm like, bro, like, this is not the rainbow country. This is United States of America. The only other flag should be flown in United States of America is your state flag.
Yeah.
Like the bear is California flag, right? Fly that. That's okay. I'm not saying why you have the California flag. You're in Cali, right? But when you have, if that's the case, I want every school for the month of April, every public building to fly my Armenian flag. It's the Armenian History Month, right? Armenians have that night, right? Fly my flag.
Are we good?
Well, part of it. So now they make the flag the enemy.
Yeah. So if they don't fly my flag in April, I'm gonna sue someone. I'm gonna sue someone, bro. I'm serious. They're not being inclusive, right?
I would say I wish. I wish I was a Bible. I mean, I would say Bible scholar. I wish I was a historian where I can tell you all the amendments, the Constitution, everything about the founding fathers. You know what they did, what they didn't do, how they thought. You know what was their motivation. But there's people who are that educated, and it all comes down to their faith. And the reason why this country was founded was because of their faith in God, their faith in Christ, and because now that's being removed and is being replaced by something else. That's why we have a chaotic.
It's also
country
because
right
we're giving attention to kids, my friend. You know,
Yeah.
we are in our 40s. Manuk is in his like mid 40s, right?
Yeah.
We have life experience to where we can say it, right? You know, a 20-year-old me was a knucklehead. Like I hate the 20-year-old me. You understand what I'm not gonna say I hate it. It's a strong word, but it's like, you know, knock on wood type thing. Like, hello, is the door open? Come right in. Like compared to the life experience, and we are giving 20 college students. What does a college student know? You know, it's still got snot on its nose. You understand? It's like go live a little bit. Go live a little bit. Find out how difficult life is, and then on top of that, try having a kid. You know what I mean? See how much more difficult. Our life is like our children. Why? Because it's like when you do have a kid, I don't care how much of a knucklehead, if you have some good foundation to you, what are you going to do? Your life kind of stops, right? It takes a pause. Now there's this other life that you have to, like, you know what I mean? Bring up to its best possible potential, like your parents did for you.
You know, after puberty.
But a 20-year-old with no kid, no nothing, no life experience is telling us, like, no, you know what I mean? I want to play in girls' sports.
Yeah,
That's
and
what you
it's
say.
funny
And
that you say that after puberty, it's a study that was proven, that's a fact, that after puberty, you don't grow until you are 24. So until 24 years old, you're still a child.
Your
like
brain doesn't develop.
They're
25.
25.
Bro, I was a 34-year-old child.
That was
if you
funny,
really want to know.
No, that was
some of the stuff that I've done. You know, decisions,
Yeah.
choices, and I didn't have any reason to do those. I just did it because I was influenced.
That very point you're making about they're giving the child like the.
Platform.
On the drive here, that came to me. I'm like,
Greta Thunberg was the face of, like, you know, global warming.
Yeah,
like, get the hell out of here.
She's ditching school. She's all that crazy stuff.
That's because she's a little bit on the ugly side. She was a pretty girl, you understand? It's like she would have some.
Please join us.
Pretty things.
Tomorrow, June 15th.
Ugly, baby.
Grand Park in Mission Hills, 15174. San Fernando Mission Road in San Fernando City, zip code 91345. And also, I want to let people know that we're having another War Hero March in Riverside in July 20th. Shout out to my brother Chris and Julie. They're throwing another War Hero rally, a march in Riverside. Please join us for that one too. You can go on my page and you'll find the flyer. If you have not done so, please follow me on my TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. YouTube is LOKA818. TikTok and Facebook is Manuk Gri LOKA. And Instagram, Manuk Gri _LOKA. Please follow me. If you have not done so, please subscribe. We need all the help we could get. We want to make it where we have these conversations once a week. Because we are not, none of us are in politics. None of us know penal codes, section codes. ABDs, AB dads, CB. I don't know, bro. I was
legislative.
This wasn't for me. Just like you, I'm an electrician. All of a
yeah.
sudden, I'm in the front lines fighting, and people throwing these section code, penal
calling you
code.
this, calling you that,
I don't
posting
even-
you on Instagram, calling you antagonizer.
I'm good with that. Calling me names, I'm already used
And
to
then
that.
this is
You
what
can
I was
call me all
against.
you want,
Okay,
you
this is
know?
what I'm sorry. This is what I was against. That's why it's like what we're Manuk right now doing. Okay, that I'm so for is from the beginning. I said, listen, you guys, like you can't play with censorship. I understand there are organizations out there. They have to like the church, right?
Yeah.
The church is an organization of its own. You can't say certain things. You know, when you're limited to what you can say, you really can't get a point out there. You understand? You have to
Exactly.
play within a certain, boundaries where they are out of the boundaries. Basically, we call it a frame, right? They are playing out of the frame while we are trying to be, you know what I mean, hospitable and still staying within our boundaries. Okay? I actually am the type that believes you have to fight fire with fire. You know what I mean? I no longer believe. I am in an age, in an experience where I know sometimes, you know, you understand? Not always.
Yeah.
But you have to fight fire with fire. And not speaking your mind, not having us, you know, do what we're doing today. You understand? Do not censor me for what I have to say. You know, I'm not saying anything bad, you know, in any way or so. But, you know, by me expressing, you know, what my thoughts are, this is how we're gonna, you know, get people to gravitate towards us. Say, hey, I'm thinking exactly what he's thinking. Hey, he made a good point.
And then Edgar's not saying anything bad because I know
Edgar is trying to put the don't censor me. I'm gonna say what I want.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me come at you.
No.
Because when they even this is the point I'm making. Even when you guys were doing stuff censored, what did they do? What did the opposition do? They followed you and still posted and still threw shade at you.
Cut it up.
You are under a microscope no matter what you do.
Yeah.
That's why I started LOKA podcast, so we don't have to be censored.
Yeah,
my
but
brother,
look, we talked about the church, right? So I'm just real quick. The church is not a building. The church is us. The church is me,
That's
Edgar, Manuk. But we're not saying anything against the church. We're
just step up. Like you're a pastor. You're a leader. You're a community leader.
And I want to take this opportunity to just give a shout out. Maybe, you know, I don't care if they might not care if I say it, but to the churches, to the very pastors who opened up their doors to us when we were doing Protect Kids California, they know who they are, and their staff, the administration who allowed us to put the table up, go inside their church, speak to the congregants, and they weren't trying to ask us like they weren't asking us like a bunch of questions. They were like, okay, it's for the kids. Okay, here you go.
It was of godly, what you were requesting, right?
So a special shout out and praise report to the churches who allowed us to come into their building and allowed us to get signatures. Because the signature thing was big for me, Manuk and Edgar, because we were doing it since December.
Yeah.
When we first heard about it.
I know,
so
bro.
From
I know.
December all the way to what was it? May or something like that. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was May 28th, last day.
Yeah.
We did have big success. We met a lot of people.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sarah Stevens. She put that
the
War
Glory
on
Church.
Children, take a stand.
Glory Church.
Yes.
Yeah.
30
And
it's those church that keep my faith.
I have
you
a
understand?
picture
It's like
of the pastors.
Yeah.
I have a picture with everybody involved, volunteers and not, and then I have a picture of the pastors. When you see that picture, you see all different religion, not religion, races,
denominations.
Yeah, we had
races
Asian, we had black, we had Hispanic, we had whites, we had Armenian, we had all ethnicity pastors come together on one stage.
Because those are leaders,
Yeah.
man. You follow, like, I'm not gonna say I'm alpha. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
this. You know what I mean? However,
But we are.
I will not follow a person
Yeah.
that I deem weaker than me.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
get the hell out. Get out of
No.
my. I will. You understand?
You say there-
We look
yeah.
up. There's a hierarchy
To
to us, like we were
influential
saying.
people,
It's like
influential, yeah.
and we know our place in our hierarchies, right? We follow people that have something way better. Like, you know what I mean?
It's the people that say, "Follow me as I follow Christ."
That's
Those are the ones that we follow, bro.
But by
Follow
also
me
by
as I follow
example,
Christ.
just because
Yeah.
they follow Christ,
Yeah.
like you said, there were certain pastors who said you
Yeah.
can stand on that side
Yeah.
of the street. Nah, man, I can't follow
No.
that.
No.
That's weakness.
Yes,
That's giving
yes,
into something.
yes.
You know what I mean? I do not respect that as a man. You know, I do not respect that as like an
Yeah.
Armenian American.
Yeah,
You understand?
yeah.
I don't. But I will follow. Like I was saying, like on the last one, like Sonia Shaw. You have
Yeah.
any idea how she filled my heart? Like I hadn't seen anything of
Yeah.
that nature. Like I would
Bro.
follow that like woman. You know,
Bro.
to my death. Like because her conviction, everything that came out of her mouth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That day, that's like where exactly. It's like we were heated. It's like she was. There was logic. There was reasoning in there. She was saying it exactly how it was. She didn't care that she's in a position and she has to hold on to it. She didn't censor herself. She said it exactly how it was, and we ate it up.
Yeah.
And she is our hero. She
Well,
is on top on everything.
Amen,
You know.
Amen. On Father's Day weekend, we had because I could think about all these women that like Nicole Pearson, Sonja Shaw, the Parents Alliance. There's some young ladies.
Even our Jules,
yeah,
our Jules
yeah,
who's doing
yeah,
their thing in like
all these
Oregon.
young ladies. I'm like, man, like. The guy who marries that girl, good luck, dude. Because some of these women are fierce,
Don't
man.
discourage those guys.
They're fierce.
You just have to know the name of the
Father's Day
game.
weekend, I'll say my wife's. I mean, I gotta throw out. I gotta throw out there too. Yeah, she's fierce too. But like,
Oh, she hella fierce, bro.
You
I know
behave,
your wife,
Jose.
bro. I know
You
her.
behave,
she don't
Jose.
care, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
But on Father's-
she's straight up on
Yeah.
the front lines, not caring, bro. And your
Actually, she
children-
cares. That's why she's there.
Actually, I love what you guys doing, bro, because your children, at the end of the day, are seeing what is their father and mother are doing, and that's what they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn to take a stand and speak their mind for justice, bro. So,
Amen.
I
True
love you
justice.
guys, bro.
And I
love
said
you
this
guys.
like when we were outside. All right, so whatever Maria does, what did I tell you?
Yeah.
It's your reflection, my
Yeah,
friend. Because
yeah.
she knows, daddy that come home at certain hours.
He had to go there, he had
Allows
to go
Maria,
there.
yes, allows Maria.
She knows where I'm at. She
Kick
knows
down
where I'm at.
doors and say,
Uh-huh.
sign these here petitions, you bastard. Because if
Yeah.
I tell my man, you understand, you're gonna believe in Jesus. You understand? He gonna make you by force believe Jesus.
First
all
head
right?
gonna have an
That's why we got
experience.
respect and love for you, brother. You understand?
Thank you. Likewise, bro.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
What other topic we got to discuss?
Well, we're talking about fathers that are dealing with transitioning kids. So
Yes.
there's some crazy stuff. Well, Father's Day weekend, right?
Right.
We're here. We're fathers. That subject, we probably want to touch on it right now. Maybe on another podcast with a guest, that can elaborate more on it. That has a more personal experience with it. But as fathers, like for myself, I just want to encourage fathers to get off the couch. Who cares? Look, I was a Dodger fan for years, man. When the Dodgers went woke, my Dodger hats went to the trash. To the trash. Now the basketball. Who's playing? I don't know. I don't care.
The hell with sports.
I'm sorry.
Target was my best
Target?
go-to store.
We don't go to Target anymore.
No
We do
more.
the wellness box. I know it sounds extreme, but we got an extreme on the other side trying to indoctrinate our kids and make them mutilate themselves.
What's extreme is like rainbow flags in every aisle. You
Yes.
understand? Like
Yeah.
instructions on how to take like a kid's penis and tuck it in so that you look, you can play with the girls. Like
Yeah.
you're not supposed to play with the girls. You understand?
Yeah.
It's like
And we're all learning too. Like we're in a process right now. We're all learning. I'm learning.
We're
Edgar's
kids raising
learning,
kids, bro.
Manuk's learning, and
It's one thing that you said, transitioning children and fathers dealing with this. I mean, my heart goes out to all those dads who are dealing with these situations. It's never easy. I can't understand what they're going through. I can't, because it's not happening to me.
absolutely.
But there is things that we could do to make sure it's easier for fathers, for mothers who are dealing with these situations to have a fighting chance. And one of those fighting chances is A, B, 1955. Assembly Bill 1955. What's his name?
Tony Thurman.
No,
Tony
not
Thurman.
Tony Thurman.
Corey Jackson.
Senate
Oh,
guy,
Scott
but
Wiener.
Scott Wiener wrote
Those
this bill,
clowns,
bro.
dude.
That takes away parental notification, makes it a law where you have to keep secrets from parents. Seriously, if
Which
you're
is
doing
it? Which is it? Assembly Bill what?
1955.
If you are doing something so pure, so innocent, so good for your community, for our children, why are you keeping it secret from our parents?
And we were gaining momentum. Those of you, anybody watching that knows the actual struggle, what we went through and what we've been going through. And I would say we, because I include myself, but there's those of you that have been doing this way before even I got involved in this, that, been doing this, school board meetings, all that stuff. We had momentum. We were getting some momentum. We were switching seats on the school boards. We were getting conservative, God-fearing, or just common sense people that were parents, like Sonja Shaw, like we spoke about earlier, just a mom, a PTA mom, or just a mom that went up there and said, a soccer mom that said, you know what, I'm coming for your seat. You want to do this, you want to do that, I'm coming for your seat. We had that. It was happening, and it happened in Temecula or Temecula Murrieta. I always get those two confused. They're right next to each other. With Dr. K. They just recalled him.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
These board members do their job properly,
and they
the
get recalled.
community doesn't come through because the evil teachers union and those wicked teachers who we trust our children with. You and me had the first-hand experience to deal with these teachers at Chino.
Yes.
And I'm so shocked.
About 400 of them.
Chino teachers are known to be one of the top quality teachers.
Yes.
So they say,
yeah,
not the teachers I saw over there that day.
Who bought them
They
all
were
those shirts?
attacking us. I'm like, I'm one for teacher, and they were attacking us. You don't like teachers? Seriously? That's why I send my children to you, so you can teach them, and I don't like you?
Yeah. And that's when you start waking up as a frontline soldier, boots on the ground, like a parent that just goes out. Go out and see, guys. If you're curious, if you think that we're just fear mongering or we're just saying things because we want to push our narrative, go out to a school board meeting. Search your district where your kids go to school and come out to a school board meeting and check it out. See what's going on. See it for yourself, and you're gonna see that what we're saying. It holds. It's valid. We're not making stuff up.
One of the things, Jose, that I hate is, let's say, and I hear this quite often, is just like people who, let's say, it's not affecting me, right? It's not affecting me. Okay. So let's say when it comes to, like, let's say, if it's not affecting you, but it is affecting your neighbor, don't you have some sort of like obligation? You know what I mean? You are in a very great place in life, so it's not affecting you. You can take it. But do you want to like teach my kid to hate your kid because of like some of those decisions? Because this is where it's going, right? They're making extremes of everything. Civil war, nothing like that. But
I think you're a future preacher, bro, because I made a note, love your neighbor. Yeah. And it's true. My kids are homeschooled.
We were talking about that common sense thing, brother. That's all it is.
Yeah, love your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. My kids are homeschooled. Anybody wondering? Both my kids are homeschooled. My wife stays home. I work my butt off in order for my wife to stay home and take my kids to co-ops, and they socialize. They go to pools, parks, museums, farms. They do all kinds of stuff. And because I made a conscious choice, and I'm like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I would have to have a dual income, whatever household. We're gonna have one income, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do to keep my kids safe from this crazy indoctrination.
Don't do this. You're starting a fight now. I gotta go home and kick that door down and say you better quit. Don't do this, bro.
But
some people interpret things different.
But my wife's a
honey, I am coming home and I am kicking that door down, and you're about to understand what Jose is speaking about. No, bless your heart, brother. Bless your heart.
But because we love our neighbor, I have nieces, I have nephews, I have my neighbor's kids, family, your kids, Manuk. That's why we do it. Because Matthew 18:6, it says better for someone to put a millstone over around their neck and throw themselves in the ocean than to cause a little one to stumble. And that's something that we can just go keep it biblical, keep it Bible, keep it conservative. Go back to that.
I told this to Maria. You guys inspire me because it's like when they speak between Maria and this guy, okay, Jose, when he speaks, they'll say something and they will back a verse from the Bible to exactly what they're saying. You know how like admirable and commendable that is? I've been actually going to church, like I said from the last one, right? I hadn't gone to church. I have been going to church. You know what I mean? To the best that I am.
Yeah.
But it's inspirational, my friend. It's inspirational. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, how do I best describe that? It's something that I don't have, right? Because you speak with more conviction. I don't have that much conviction on anything. Like we were saying, I'm no longer sure on anything because everything is like so fastly changing. But you are consistent. Between you and Maria, you guys are always consistent on one conviction, and that is, you know,
That's what the Bible says. But yeah, we fought
Jesus,
short.
Lord and Savior, you know, it's like,
short,
and I'm a
but,
little
hey,
jealous.
hey,
I want to feel that, brother. I want to feel that.
You got to pick it up and read it, bro. And
Yes.
and the Lord, he'll.
You know, we were over there. San Bernardino.
You guys are great example.
Yeah.
You guys are great
Thank you,
example,
bro.
brother.
Remember
Okay?
we were
Thank
in
you.
San Bernardino, and they had that prayer event.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, that too,
Remember
huh?
I pulled up over there?
Yeah. You pulled up with the our
I
friends.
didn't feel
yeah.
like getting signatures. I
Yeah.
wasn't feeling the
You
vibe.
were feeling it.
Jose was on it, bro. He was on it. Every person he saw, he was like, sign right here, sign right here. And then we had these people who would have this other answer to us. Instead of saying no, they were like, oh, I believe in Jesus Christ. He gonna save everything. Like,
You gotta have
what do
some
you
action.
think he's doing? He
Yeah.
saved me.
Yeah.
He saved
That's
you.
like
Yeah,
that
exactly.
joke. Somebody is like in the middle of the ocean,
with the
right?
helicopter.
Like, what do you
and
think
he
I was
sends
doing,
it.
you
Yeah,
idiot? You idiot!
Like,
I send the helicopter. I send the boat. I send
you
everything. He's like,
idiot.
no, I'm waiting for
So-
Jesus.
Sign this,
Yeah.
you
what I'm trying to
idiot.
say is, we can sit here and laugh. We can
Yeah.
make jokes. We can do this and that. But at the end of the day, the community needs to stand up. They recalled 2 trustees from OUSD.
Yeah.
We went out of our way. These trustees went out of look, when these trustees pass a law or something,
It's hot.
they get hate mail, they get death threats, and they still in Orange they banned all flags being flown, all
Yes.
books, and parental notification. They did all this great stuff, but the community didn't pull through for these 2 trustees. Okay, Eric Ledesma and Madison Minor got.
Yeah, God
bam,
bless them.
They got.
We were
I
there.
went there. I
When-
went
we-
there.
yeah,
I spoke.
yeah.
I mean, we did it whatever we can, but the community didn't want to put no recall. Otherwise, these people put their lives at stake for your children, and you don't want
Because
to.
it didn't affect them.
Yeah.
These are the people.
This
It
was a
doesn't affect
test.
me.
This was test. They tested in OUSD and they succeeded in Temecula. Guess what? You were just saying a great name that I said way before that. She's my idol, right? Sonia Shah, because the way she said, "Oh, you can come back, Tony Thurman.
Yeah.
Come back and try to say something," and he came back. He was like, you
Get
"Get
outta
the hell
here."
out of here!" I love the
Yeah.
way she
Because she
gave
had
that.
conviction,
Yeah.
man. Like, she touched our hearts.
really-
There was an emotional connection. Like
Yeah.
one of the
But guess
best.
what, bro?
One of the things
These
you have to do
teachers
is like
union-
emotionally connect to people. You
This
know.
teachers union is gonna recall Sonia as well.
Yeah. And the community. Yeah.
To cut you guys
Yeah,
short, I'm
okay.
getting the cue. We're running out of time. Jose, few last words. What you gotta say, brother?
Okay. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. So my message is just to the fathers right now. We know that we have our audience is men and women, 2 genders, but this is to the fathers, man, guys. Please stand up for truth, guys. This has to stop. I know that it looks like a losing battle, and it should be a hill worth dying on, guys. Stop allowing boys to enter growth spaces. Stop allowing men to play in women's sports. Stop allowing these crazy people to tell you what you have to teach your children. Men, stay strong. God bless you. I'm almost lost for words, but it's not physical, guys. It's not physical, but if it has to get there, pull some boys out of that girls soccer game if you have to, you know, or just basically do it what some of the schools or some of the sports teams are doing. Just don't play, and let them get their own category of sports. But happy Father's Day to everybody. Thank you, Manuk. Thank you, Edgar, for allowing me to come out and just let my voice be heard. God bless everyone, and I'm gonna just say it. Hey, if you don't know Christ, he's gonna give you purpose. Give your life to him. He's gonna give you purpose. He's gonna give you worth. He's gonna give you everything you need to be a real man. So
Amen.
give your life to Christ. Be a real man. Be a provider. Be a protector, and don't ever let anybody tell you that your truth is not your truth. If you're standing on the word and you're standing on truth, you can't change that. So,
Amen. Edgar.
I'm gonna say one thing. It's not let my voice be heard. Is you're gonna hear me. Okay,
Amen.
that's how you've been doing this. You keep going at it that way. You're gonna hear me. I got something to say.
Hey,
Right,
say
Manuk?
it.
This is how
Say
I
it.
got something to say. Right?
Hat change.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna hear Jose. You understand? Because there's so many that are not speaking for Jose. So what do you have to do? You have to speak for yourself and others now, right? So, I mean, we're wrapping this up, right? Again, thank you very much for coming out. You're a good homie. We enjoy seeing
appreciate
your
you.
face. It's a familiar face that anytime we come across, you know, we not only do we do this, we also enjoy ourselves, which is one of my main things. You know, I wouldn't, I don't like to do anything that is not like, that doesn't have value. If it doesn't have value, because I can always go do something stupid. You know what I mean? It's like I'm an imaginative person. I can always find something. But, you know, there's wholesomeness when we get together. You know, we talk about, like, let's say, Sonia Shaw and stuff. Some of this stuff is like filling our hearts in a way that, you know, you actually come back changed. And this is what we're asking. So tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we have like Father's Day event, right? San Fernando. Somebody give the address on it. Come out, you guys. Come hang out with us. See what's going on. See what the business is, what the news is. What is this? It's 15174 San Fernando Mission Road. Brand Park is what it's known. Mission Hills, California. Come out, you guys, as many people as you can, from my community, from your community, from all community. You're Filipino, you're Asian, I don't care. Come see what's going on, okay? And one of the main reasons I want some other people to come is you might even know something that I don't. Come share that with us. How can we help you? We have made some resources. We have like made some networks. We have some resources. How can we be a hand? You know what I mean? And if that's something that you're struggling with, you don't know where to go, where to turn, come out, you guys, okay? We don't bite unless you ask me, right?
Well, as you have it, word from the wise, come out, be active in your local community, people. We have to be active in our local community. We cannot sit and wait for 3 apples to fall from the sky and be happy. No, we have to take action in our hands. We as men, we have to step up and stand up and say enough is enough. You know, we can't take this no more. I mean, I'm not going to take this no more. I've said it once. You're not going to shut me up. You're not going to sit me down. I'm going to stand and speak as much as I can, as long as I can, you know, so please join us tomorrow, like my brother Edgar said. Join us, free food, free giveaways, music, DJ, jumpers for the children. Great event. It's going to be fun-packed event. Lot of good networking. Lot of people come out, talk like Edgar said. How can we help you? With that, please follow me on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Manuk LOKA or LOKA818 on YouTube. Follow Red Angelus. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I want to give a shout out to my brother Emilio, my bad, and Christian, my brother Christian. I want to give you guys a shout out for allowing me to speak my voice. With that, I'll see you next Friday with another person to join us. With that, have a good night. We'll see you next Friday.
Hey, help us share this as well, you guys. Share, like,
Please.
do what you can to get our algorithm going. So we're not chasing anything other than trying to get in front of a broader audience. Help us get in front of a broader audience.
Let our voice go far, people, please.
Thank you, you guys.
Thank you.
I loved it.
God bless
Jose,
you.
you're the man, baby.
Yeah, likewise, brother. Likewise.
Thank you, Jose.
All right,
Thank
God
you
bless
for
you guys.
taking the time, man.
Unapologetic
I love you,
_,
bro.
Patriot Father.
Thank you,
Follow
man.
me.
Yes, follow Jose, people. Follow Jose. One more time, say your
Yeah, unapologetic _, Patriot Father.
You're going to hear him.
unapologetic _ Patriot Father.
Yeah.
Don't ever apologize.
That's right. That's right. Gang, gang. All right, you guys. Thank you again. Hey, for all the people that keep supporting, thank you so much. Love you.
We're out. We're out.
That was good. That was good. That was